And welcome to another episode of More Clicks, More Opens, More Sales with Email Marketing, or how to get more opens, more clicks, and more sales with your email marketing. With me, Sierra Say. Now, first of all, I apologize, y'all. It's been 2 weeks since I dropped a video, and I won't get into why. But all I'm going to say is today I'm hitting the reset button. And seriously, moving forward, every single week you're going to get a video. So do me a favor right now. Actually, if you're not, hit the subscribe button. It's probably below. Hit the subscribe button right now so that you can get those notifications as I drop a video every single week moving forward. Seriously, this time, no excuses. I'm keeping my commitments to myself. Now, before I start rambling, today's episode is it's a good one because there's some information that was just released last week that I don't think I sent it to my email list yet, but I more than likely will after I send them this episode. But some information that's super, super important to you when it comes to your email marketing efforts and making sure you're getting more opens, more clicks, and more sales, right? That's why you're here. But Gmail has decided to do something that could potentially hurt those goals. Not hurt in a bad way. It's actually necessary. And to be honest, if you're really, really consistent with your email marketing efforts, this shouldn't impact you too much. But let's get into it. So what is happening is that Gmail has decided to get rid of all unused email addresses. Let me look. It's email addresses that haven't been active, that have been inactive for at least 2 years, right? So what does that mean? Actually, I could just share my screen with y'all. We could go through it like this. So what does that mean? That means if you have someone on your email list and they have a Gmail account and they've been on your list for whatever, how many years, if they haven't logged into that Gmail account in over 2 years that's on your list, those email addresses are going to do so they already do like one type of bounce, obviously. Well, actually they don't. My apologies. So let's kind of let's explain how people end up in spam, how people end up just as an unopened. So there are two types of people that you don't want on your list. You do not want people on your list who are opening your emails yet they're reporting it as spam, that they're low-key just being a hater because they could just unsubscribe, right? And you don't want email addresses on your list where individuals just don't open due to them not using that email address anymore. And then there's the situations where people sign up for an email list using an email address and then the email address is no longer active. So when people switch companies, when people decide I'm shutting this business down and I'm starting a new one, when whoever is in charge of making sure people email addresses are working, when they decide this email address is no longer a part of this organization, those email addresses do what we call bounce, meaning because it doesn't exist, the email can never actually hit that inbox. And hopefully that makes sense, right? So you have people that bounce, right? Meaning the email never hits the inbox. Then you have people who just simply don't open. So if you're running your reports as a director of marketing, as a small business owner who you have a couple employees but you're still doing the bulk of the email marketing work, as a CMO, whatever your title is, if you're properly cleaning your list, individuals who haven't opened an email in over 90 days shouldn't really be on your list anyway. But there's a lot of different information on how you should handle those type of situations. But here's the thing. Because of this Gmail update, if someone is on your list with an email address and they haven't actually logged into that email address in over 2 years, now those people, instead of being shown as unopened, are going to be bounced. Let me say that again. So now those individuals, instead of it just being shown as, oh, this person didn't open, now it's going to show that that email didn't actually get delivered. Here's where it could potentially hurt you. The more bounced email addresses you have that you're sending emails to, the more it hurts your deliverability, because now the email server is thinking this individual has a bunch of email addresses that aren't good, which means they probably bought some of these, which means that most of the people on this list potentially didn't raise their hand and actually opt in on their own. All right. So I know that was a handful to start off. And let's go down a little bit. So it started December 1st. So the what I just explained, the when. It started on December 1st, and it's gonna take them. I think I read about 10 articles, but the most common time frame was anywhere between 7 to 14 days. And if you think about it, an email address that's 2 years old or older, there's probably a lot. Like, we've all created email addresses, especially if you're a marketer, or especially if you're doing business. You got one for personal stuff, right? You got your doctors, your bills going to that one. You got one for business, or one for wherever you work. Then most people who run their own business, and most people who are in marketing, have a dummy account or two where they just sign up for stuff so they can study. Check and see when the last time you've logged into some of these email addresses. I know for sure I got about 2 that I should probably log back into, and just to make sure that I don't have anything important going to those email addresses. So it started on December 1st. It's probably going to fade. They'll probably be done around the 15th. So why they're doing it, right? I was talking to some private clients, and they're like, well, why are they doing that? It's mostly for security reasons. So these email addresses have personal information stored in them, and due to liability, Google is like, well, we don't want to be responsible for the information that's just sitting in these inboxes, or that's just sitting, in these servers, whatever the word is. So we're just going to do away with the email addresses altogether. And so what do you need to do? This is the fun part. You need to clean your list immediately. So I always tell my private clients, you should be cleaning your list every 90 days. So every 90 days is the large window. If you're doing heavy marketing, meaning you're running ads and you have a pretty good ad budget, you're doing events, if you're getting anywhere from 100 to 200 leads a day, you should be cleaning your list every 30 to 45 days. Because what you don't want is, you don't want people sitting there who aren't doing anything, because that's ruining your data and it's potentially hurting your deliverability, depending on what those numbers look like for bounce, what those numbers look like for unopens. Me personally, somebody don't open an email for me for over 90 days, like, you didn't open not one, I'm just going to delete you. You can find me later. Sometimes when I work with private clients, they feel like they're throwing money away because they paid for the lead. You shouldn't think about it like that. Here's the thing, because if you're running, robust marketing campaigns anyway, they're going to find you again if you're the person that they actually want to work with, if you're the company that they actually feel like can help solve their problem. So don't look at it as, oh, I'm throwing money away because I'm deleting them. You're actually making room for the individuals who actually plan on paying you, especially if you have a huge ad budget. A lot of people join lists to try to funnel hack, to try to, reverse engineer your system. Do not allow these people to hurt your deliverability. So that's it for today's more opens, more clicks, more sales. Yes, the Google update, it's happening. It started. Share this with a friend who has a business who does email marketing. Share this with the business owner who may need this information, because for individuals who are not paying attention, you're going to see a dip in your open rates, and you're going to see a dip in your open rates, and you're probably going to see an increase in how many times you end up in someone's spam box. If you want to know, well, I'll talk about that on a later episode. I'm trying to think, y'all. This show is these videos are very organic. That's it. So listen, if you have any other questions about how this may apply to you, how you can implement a consistent cleaning within your marketing department, your marketing team, with your email marketing manager, and you need some help doing that, you can do one or two things. Number one, you could comment below and just say help. That you can comment below this video and say help, or you can go to www.sierrasay.com. The link will be below. Fill out the form to see if I'm the right person to help you. Other than that, I will see y'all on the next episode of More Opens, More Clicks, More Sales.